All right, the first thing we got to talk about, get off the table, get it out the way. Let's talk about this Kings and Warriors game 7. The Warriors went up there in Golden One Center and won back-to-back road wins, something they couldn't do all year, and they did it in a crucial moment in game 7. And what happened, man? And I'm going to kick this one off. As y'all can see, I got a Kings jersey on, Kings in the background. But look, man, look. Shouts out to Steph Curry. All right, Tomo. Steph Curry can do what Iverson did against the Lakers. I think he probably think he can do that. I understand. I thought about that when all this is going on. But shout out to Steph Curry, man. This is what you have to do when you have great players on your team like Steph Curry. All right. So he's that guy. I knew he was gonna get 40. I told you, I kept saying he's gonna get 40. We just gotta contain everybody else. The guy went and got 50. All right. He was unstoppable. So you can tell the Warriors went into that day and they were like, we're going all out with Steph. Because at the end of the day, y'all, it's a game 7. The Kings know the Warriors know the Kings. Now it comes down to who wants some more and who's better. Steph Curry's the best player on the floor. He was unstoppable. Remember game 2, after game 2, and we kept. I know I mentioned it. I think y'all mentioned it too. They need to stop running stuff off these screens and do more pick and roll. Because Davion Mitchell doing an awesome job with the screen, but game 2, when Steph was going pick and roll with Davion, he couldn't do nothing with that with Steph Curry. I mean, he's a great player. So that's what they did the whole game, pick and roll. You know, Steph took 38 shots. He came into that game saying we're not losing this game. He kept them afloat the whole first half. Every time we made a run, Steph killed us with a 3. Every single time. And it was a contested 3. And his play brought energy to the rest of the Warriors. Looney had a game he had because of Steph. Steph brought that energy out of him, right? And then you got the defensive side of the ball with the Warriors. They shut the Kings down in the third quarter. They couldn't score because the energy shifted. And you could just see the experience in the room just took over the Golden One Center. All right. So Steph is that guy. And then also Steve Kerr. I saw a soundbite when Steve Kerr was like, "Hey, if you're tired, let us know. We got 3 timeouts. We can call a timeout to get you out the game. I mean, not get you out the game to give you some rest." They went all in with Steph. Now with the Kings, right? After the game, I was frustrated, obviously, because of how they lost. Not because they lost, how they lost. They went out sad, in my opinion. Fox had a bad fourth quarter. I mean, Sabonis didn't even score in the third quarter or had a rebound, and you led the league in rebounding. But after I listened to particularly Fox press conference at the end of the game, it was so encouraging, man. And it had to remind me that, Joe, y'all had a good season. Because I had so high hopes for the squad. You feel me? But at the end of the day, nobody had us a top 6 seed, let alone nobody had us as a 3rd seed. Nobody knew Fox was going to be clutch player of the year. Nobody knew Sabonis was going to be an MVP candidate, leading the league in rebounding, having all these triple doubles. Nobody knew I called this, but nobody knew Mike Brown would be coach of the year. And nobody knew we would go 7 games with the Warriors. And Fox said it best. Playing the Warriors was a gift and a curse. The curse is you lose in the first round, but the gift is you learn so much from the series. That was Fox's first time I had to make adjustments from game to game. So I know the Kings going to be back better than ever. They're going to be a threat to have the best record in the league next year. They're going to be a top seed again. And I think they could have a chance to have the best record in the league because offensively, they're so good in the regular season. And we're going to show the back line, get some bigs, and the defense is going to grow up this playoff experience. And I'm so excited to see what the Kings are going to look like next year. But shout out to the Warriors. They deserve it. They earned it. And shout out to Steph Curry, one of the greatest players ever. Light the beam. Yeah, well.
Man, the title says it all. RESPECT. It can go both ways for both teams. You got to put some respect on the Warriors' names because y'all said they couldn't win road games, but you also got to put some respect on the Kings' names because these young boys showed up. They showed up when it was time to. I mean, even though game 7, of course, I really think if that fractured finger situation didn't happen, we may be having a different conversation today, Joe. But I do want to play one thing for you. I got a clip, but I got one little sound bite because we've been hearing it for a while, but we haven't heard it yet.
Oh,
I got that cowbell. It's time to put it up. We're gonna retire the cowbell today, man. It was a hard-fought series. I mean, we got to shout out to guys like Kevin Looney, who stepped up. When we did the preview for these series, Kevin Looney was probably the last name anybody would ever bring up. We
Mm-hmm.
were like, maybe he can help out here and there, but he literally stepped up more than Jordan Poole. You would think Poole name would be spoken more than what it was. He was MIA this entire series. He said his ankle hurt, but we don't believe that. There was even times where Steph and Draymond tried to talk to this kid on the sideline and be like, look, you got paid. There's no one and done shows here. We a franchise. We don't do this. We know how to win. So we're gonna do it with or without you, but it's time to step up. And the guys that needed to step up did. Draymond did for one game where he got you 20 points where you didn't think that would be able to happen. Steph Curry literally dropped 50 in a game 7, which has never been done in the playoffs at all. So, Joe, you said it before I could. I was going to come on here. I have to recant my statement, what I said about Iverson. Steph probably would have took that 76ers team to the finals, okay? Because what he did today, just what he did on Sunday proved it right then and there. Hey, you guys just can give me 15, maybe you can give me 10 points. I'll do the rest. And that's what he looked like right there. He showed it. So that argument and debate that we had, I mean, I'm glad I'm here to actually say I was wrong. Because other than that, y'all would have had to tweet me or something. Because I wouldn't say anything. But hats off to the Kings, man. Y'all definitely show improve. Joe, you came on here every episode and you were like, look, we just need to get in the playoffs and make it on the big stage. I definitely want to play the Warriors so we can get some primetime games and more free agents can say, hey, I want to go to Sacramento and play with them kids. And that's what happened, man. So light the bay.
Yeah, it was. This was definitely the best series so far. This was the most hard fought series that happened. I'm probably the only person that picked this game to go 7. Now I picked the Kings to win it, but the Warriors won it. It's the Warriors. I mean, they're defending champions. I never said. See, I picked it to go 7 because I knew what the Warriors were capable of. I didn't say that it was going to be an easy cakewalk. I didn't pick it in 5 or 6 or 4. I said it was going to go 7. But Steph was Steph. He put up 50. This is an NBA record for a game 7, highest scoring game in 87, and it was a career high playoff points for Steph as well. He just showed you who he was. He's a champion for sure. He's one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. Best shooter all time. And he's shown now that we know this, but he's shown lately that he's not just a shooter. He's going to drive the ball. He's going to do whatever it takes to make sure he gets his team a win. And Draymond has said something that shocked me that I didn't know it had happened in the post game prior at the end of Game 6 when Malik Monk said that we're too fast. We're younger and they're a little older, and that was bulletin board material. I didn't know that was said. But that's I wouldn't say that that's poking the bear, but you're pretty much telling them that, yeah, y'all too old, y'all can't handle us. Monk, I understand that you're very fast, but sometimes being fast can mess you up because sometimes you play way too fast and you turn the ball over. And that was one thing with Fox too, because Fox not only didn't shoot well, he had some bad turnovers in the game as well. I think Draymond stripped him like 2 or 3 times in the fourth quarter, and very crunch time. And then I think no one could really make free throws in that game. Everybody was missing free throws in that game. It was like somebody make something. And then Steph was the one that took over. He was just like, well, I'm gonna show you why I'm the champion. Show you why now. I think everyone can agree that Steph is the best player in the league. Giannis can no longer say that. He got put out in the first round with a team that doesn't have a superstar.
Bruh.
So, and then he didn't really have much from anyone else but Looney. And Looney has done this after game 2, he had double-digit rebounds every single game since then. And Kevon Looney was just like, look, I'm going to do whatever it takes to help my team win. We know Kevon Looney can play good defense, but we didn't know that he was going to have 20-plus rebound games. So shout out to the Warriors. Warriors move on to the next series, play the Lakers.
All right. Hey, Tomo, play that clip again.
You want the cowbell?
That's what that was? I thought that was the Sacramento Kings gas tank. All right, now, but for real, hey, salute to the Kings. Shout out, like the title say, respect to the Kings. Great series. I had Warriors in 6. Warriors won in 7. the Kings fought to the very end. By the end, I mean the fourth quarter. But by then it was kind of over. But in my opinion, De'Aaron Fox showed the world that he is a top guard, like me and other people know that he can be. But now he shows it on the national spotlight. Sabonis shows that he can be a really good big. He's just a little undersized. But in terms of the series, man, somebody called the police in Sacramento because 5-0. Steph put up that 5-0. He did it in so many ways. Coming down, shooting the ball, the offensive rebound on Kevin Huerter, going to the cup, going to the floater like 5-10 feet away from the rim, mid range. He put on a masterclass performance of a game 7, and he adds to the resume the most points in a game 7. And let's not also forget the 2 game 7 points behind him were losses. Isn't gonna win. He had 50 and a W. KD had 48 and an L. So let's not forget about that as well, fellas. So Warriors played well, but I want to talk about the game. The one I got in midway through the first, and I even put in the chat, I'm like, was it always like a brick fest like this? Like everybody was just missing shots. Then the Kings kind of slowly but surely took over, and I'm like, oh, this might be like game 6 where they were missing good looks. But they're starting to hit a couple, and they're starting to keep the Warriors at bay. But the second came, and then I noticed like a little shift towards the end where I'm like, hold on, the Warriors ain't been playing particularly good, and they're only down 2 at halftime. This can get real ugly. And then third quarter Warriors showed up. The Warriors, Steph showed up. Clay hit a couple big shots, the 3 before the end of the quarter, and 1 3. I think right after Malik Monk 3, if I'm not mistaken, Joe.
Yeah.
Right.
Point play.
Yep. So that was huge. Yeah. And I want to touch on Kevon Looney because big shout out to Kevon Looney. He just was a man on a mission. Just his motor just seemed like it wouldn't stop. Every rebound seemed like it had to be his. And I want to touch on what Draymond said in his post-game pod, because I listened to it earlier at work. And he said that he went in the meeting and he said that Trey Lyles was punking everybody, including himself. And Kevon Looney walked up to him and said, hey, Trey Lyles ain't punking me. Don't put that on my resume. And Draymond said, show me. And he went out and proved it. He went out and said, ain't nobody been punking me. And I've got my double 11-21. And, man, the Warriors just look, like you said, like the championship team. Fourth quarter coming, it got bad. De'Aaron Fox could be the finger, could have not have been the finger. Just didn't look so great in the fourth. Malik Monk didn't look all too well. Like y'all said, Sabonis didn't get a point or a rebound in the third. I don't know. Maybe the game 7 just like y'all said, it showed the experience versus the inexperience in game 7. So again, shout out to the Kings. Much respect. Great series. Shout out Joe for calling a shot, but the Warriors move on, and the Warriors shut people like Paul Pierce up that said their championship window was over because they was down 2-0. Like nobody's ever been down 2-0 before.
It's the Warriors too.
Hey, Paul Pierce, man. Paul Pierce ain't been right since he called bank. That's it. That's the last time he was right on one of his predictions.
Yeah,
that's facts.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.